Hey friends, Miranda Vivanco here, and in today's episode on cooking with essential oils, we're going to make an herbed turkey using doTerra thyme, marjoram, lemon, and black pepper. That's right, just in time for Thanksgiving. My favorite turkey recipe using essential oils. Before we get started, if you like this type of content, give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell notifications. That way you get notified every time we put out a new video. Also, remember to download your recipe book at cookwithoils.com, and I'll leave a link in the description. Okay, let's get started. So what we're going to be doing is, the recipe calls for a 5-pound turkey breast. And sometimes I do those, but I have a big family. So I usually do a complete turkey. And I have a 20-pound bird here, but I'm only going to be doubling the recipe because you really don't need it for all underneath and everything else. And you can have some off to the side to continue to baste and everything later. So what I have here is I have a cup of butter, and I'm going to be mixing in a cup of butter, a cup of lemon juice. Ooh, that's hot. 2 tablespoons of sage, and 2 tablespoons, actually 4 tablespoons of finely chopped green onion. And I'm also going to be using 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I already put 2 in there, so I'm only going to put 2 more in there. And then I'm going to be putting in the oils. Today, we're going to be using thyme, marjoram, lemon, and black pepper. Now, thyme and marjoram are kind of Italian spices, right? They're Italian herbs that we use in a lot of Italian cooking, but that's also really good on the Thanksgiving table. Thyme and marjoram also are hotter oils, which means they have just a stronger flavor as an herb. Normally. So when we have the oil, it's super concentrated, and so we don't need as much. In this recipe, I have 2 drops of thyme and 2 drops of marjoram. If that might be too much for you, you can do this recipe and use one of each to start with to see if you like that flavor. I like a little bit more savory, and because I'm doing the whole bird with the bones and everything, I tend to use a little bit more of those herbs and a little more of the oils, the essential oils, so that it gets in through all of the meat, since it has to get down in there. So, it'll be 4 drops of thyme. I already put 2 in there, so I'm just going to put 2 more. 4 drops of marjoram. Again, I've already put 2 in, so 2 more. And then I'm going to be putting in 6 of lemon. And you might ask, why put lemon oil as well as the lemon juice? It has the dimension. So the lemon juice is the lemon, the pulp. It's the fruit part of it. And the lemon oil is actually the essence, which is the skin. So if you were zesting the lemon, it's all of that flavor that's in the skin. So it has a little bit of a different flavor. It's a little bit more not concentrated, but it's a little bit sweeter. Lemons are super tart on the inside, and the skin and the zest is a little bit sweeter. So, and it will stick a little bit more. And then I'm going to put a couple of drops of pepper because I like pepper, the black pepper. And then we're going to mix that up. And you know, the essential oils, you can already smell them. They're already, the black pepper I can really smell right now, and the marjoram. It's very strong. And you have kind of like the basting material. Now, typically when I make a turkey, I don't know if you've made turkeys before, you pat dry the turkey and then you would put some oil on it. But because my baste has butter in it, that's what I'm going to be using for the oil. So you don't have to put extra oil on top of it. All right, so now we have a clean, dry turkey and we're ready to baste it. And I have my ingredients here. Everything is in there. You want to constantly stir it because the onions and some of the sage, they start to fall to the bottom, and so you want to make sure that it's really mixed well and that you get an even baste on the turkey. I'm going to pour some on and baste it while I do it with this little handy dandy brush. It's going to go kind of all over. It's a little bit messy, but that's all right. You just want to make sure you get butter, which is the oil, on all of the turkey, all of the leg, all of the wings. That way it gets that nice brown color and it cooks it, makes it crispy. I don't know about you. Some people like the crispy skin. I eat a little bit of it, but my kids love it. I don't think my husband likes it as much. He likes white meat, prefers beef or to chicken and turkey, I think. But we're getting all of this basted. Just takes a little bit of time. And remember, the oils are going to be going right into the turkey. What's nice about the oils is that they kind of infuse into the skin. Oils have a little bit of a different constituency than herbs. Herbs, even though they are the herbs, but the actual herb itself will sit on top. And an oil will permeate the cells and the skin itself. So it does get into the meat a little bit better than, say, the herb just sitting on the top. Not that that doesn't happen, it just takes a little bit more time. It doesn't take long for oils to actually get into the turkey or into the meat itself. Okay, so I've basted it pretty good. Like I said, I doubled this recipe. I'm not going to use all of it in the beginning because I want to baste with it later and continue to use that butter to keep the skin moist so it doesn't burn, and yet it will brown nicely throughout the whole thing. Remember, in this recipe, in this basting recipe that I did on this turkey, I used the thyme oil and we used only 4 drops. I doubled the recipe for this turkey and we used 4 drops of thyme, 4 drops of marjoram, 6 drops of lemon, and 4 drops of pepper, black pepper. So it has these 4 oils in the baste, and now it's going to soak right into the turkey as I put it in. Okay, so now we have the turkey basted, and I'm going to be putting the meat thermometer into it. Now, a meat thermometer. You might not have one, and that's okay. A lot of the turkeys have the little pop-up things, and that will help tell you when the turkey's ready. I have a thermometer that I like to use, and we want to make sure that this turkey cooks to 170 degrees in the oven. So I'm going to be adding it. When you have a thermometer, what you want to do is put it into the breast, down through the middle, in the deepest part of the breast without touching the bone. That's the important piece. If you're touching the bone, sometimes the bones get too hot and you think it's hit 170 degrees and it hasn't. So if you go through the whole breast and you go through right through the middle, as close to the middle of the bone as you can, it will read a better temperature for you and a more accurate temperature when the turkey's actually done. I'm also going to be putting foil over the top because I don't want, it has butter on it, and I don't want the butter to burn. And so we want that moisture to cook the turkey and be part of that without burning the top and the skin. We'll take this off later on when we're basting it. About the last hour of cooking, you take the foil off and then the turkey will brown very nicely over the whole thing. Now it's ready to pop into the oven. I preheated it at 325, and because I have a 20-pound bird and I didn't put any stuffing in it, it's gonna cook in about 4 to 6 hours. So I'll let you know and we'll come back to it when it's done. Well, you guys, look at how beautiful this bird is. It's out of the oven. It was in the oven for almost 4.5 hours. It looks beautiful. It's gonna taste great. Remember that we used 4 oils with this one: the black pepper, the lemon, the marjoram, and the thyme. So the marinade that we used with those essential oils is now infused into all of the meat in this turkey. It's gonna taste fabulous. And remember, like, black pepper is really good for digestion and your skin. Lemon is detoxing, so it's really gonna help you get all the icky stuff from everything else that you eat out. And marjoram opens up your world, and thyme is just an overall body cleansing. So they really help with cooking, and they really help your body in other ways. And this turkey is going to be the centerpiece of our Thanksgiving day and our Thanksgiving table. And if you try this recipe, I'd love to know what you think of it, and make it the centerpiece of your Thanksgiving day as well. Well, that wraps up another Cooking with Essential Oils episode. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe and click the bell notification so you never miss my weekly episodes, where I show you how to use essential oils in your everyday cooking. If you want this recipe or others like it, I'll leave the link in the description, or you can always go to cookwithoils.com and download your Cooking with Essential Oils recipe book. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll answer all of them. And remember, the best way to support my channel is to share it with a friend. Thanks again for watching. Long live essential oils.